Oh, someone's laughing. But bath night, when we was kids, bath night, my mother used to bring the tin bath in front of the fire. 9 of us kids used to bath one after the other, all in the same bath water. I was the youngest, always went last. It took me years before I found out why it was that when it came to my turn, there was always more water in the bath. The truth in that, isn't it, lady? And I was a little terror at school. I went in the classroom one morning, I wrote up on the blackboard, Lenny Gordon is a great lover. Teacher come in, she went mad. She said, oh, you Gordon, you stay behind tonight. Next morning, all the kids said, what happened? Did she hit you? Did she belt you? I said, I'm not going to tell you. But I'll tell you one thing, it pays to advertise. And then, I wasn't going to sell this one, but I will. Teacher come in and said, anybody know where God lives? I said, yeah, I know where God lives. God lives in our toilet at home. She said, how do you make that out? I said, I heard my father this morning banging on the toilet door, shouting out, God, are you still in there? Then the teacher said, say some poetry. I said, I don't know. I said, say some poetry. I said, all right. My Irish setter named Lark was chewing some bones in the dark. He gave a loud cough and his legs fell off. So I took him for a drag in the pub. I had a few jobs when I left school. I got a job on a bus conductor. And a woman went and got on with a little dog. And I said, dogs are not allowed on this bus. She said, I'm getting on this bus with my dog. I said, you're not. She said, oh, we know you can stuff your bus. I said, you do that with your dog and you can get on. Then they transferred me to a one-man bus. Double-decker, one-man bus. First day out, crash, hit a brick wall. Copper come along, he said, what happened? I said, how should I know? I was upstairs collecting fares. Then I got a job as a postman. I went in this doorway one day, in this gateway, and there's a massive great dog. Woman behind it shouted out, don't worry, it won't hurt you, it won't bite you. I said, I ain't worried about it biting me, lady. But when it lifted its leg up, I thought it might kick me to death. I'll tell you about my brother Percy. Brother Percy used to be a boxer. He had 98 fights, lost them all. And he's addled his brain a bit, he's a bit thick. I saw him walking down the road last week. I said, where are you going, Percy? He said, a cemetery. I said, a cemetery? Who's dead? He said, they all are. Percy got a job on the council. I saw him one day, he's digging a hole, now the bloke's filling it in. He's digging a hole, the other bloke's filling it in. I said, what you doing? He said, well, I'm number 1, I dig the hole. Harry here, he's number 3, he fills it in. Bert, number 2, he should be putting a tree in, but it's his day off. He went on a mystery tour. He went on a mystery tour in a coach. And he said, they'll put £1 in the hat, and the one that gets to the destination won all the money. I said, who won? He said, the driver. Poor old Percy, he went in a cafe the other day with a vacuum flask. And he said, can you put me 3 teas in there, please? 2 with sugar, 1 without. I saw Percy walking with his dog, and the dog was just going to foul the footpath. And I said, now come on, Percy, teach your dog to go in the gutter. I saw him 3 days later, dog's lead collar, no dog. I said, where's the dog, Percy? He said, at home. I said, why, what happened? He said, well, I was teaching him to go in the gutter like you told me to, and he had a nasty accident. He fell off the roof. On his wedding night, Percy, they went back to the hotel. Percy sat in his suit, in an armchair, looking out the window. His wife got into bed. She says, come to bed, Percy. He says, no. She said, oh, come to bed, Percy. He says, no. She says, why not? He says, well, my father told me this is going to be the greatest night of my life, and I'm not going to bed in case I miss something. Percy bought a farm up here in Norfolk, and when I went to see him, he's got white powder everywhere, all round his farm. I said, what's the white powder for, Percy? He said, well, the bloke who sold me the farm sold me all this white powder, told me to put it all round the farm and keep the elephants away. I said, there's no elephants around here. He said, I know, good powder, isn't it? I'd like to finish with an impression. Guess who? Ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you a story. When I got married, the first time I went to my father-in-law's house, he said, Max, come in. Make yourself at home. Treat this house as if it was your own. So I went out and sold it. Thank you, good night.